Morning, guys. That one's open this morning. We didn't close all those after dinner last night, Kurt. Guys, man, you just can't win, guys. You apologize. If I could say things, people still come out. Just get upset. I just was looking at some of the comments about yesterday's live feed where I apologized to people because maybe things were taken offensively. Just can't win. Fuck it. I'm playing around with the swordfish because I have an idea, because I knew this was going to happen with this knife. Oh, wait, let me make sure. Morning, Tammy. The live chat. Let me see, I'm going to look at some of you guys' stuff here. So Ben Marshall, your stuff's here, Ben. I rarely apologize. I didn't necessarily apologize for the intent of what I said. I was apologizing in case it may have offended a couple people I didn't intend to. Everyone else, I didn't care. And basically, the point I was trying to make got convoluted in a live feed. But still talking about, fucking get your head out of here, stop drinking, and fucking get the work done. Dude, they were talking about that custom knife. $800 for your custom knife? Don't buy it. Don't even bid on it then. Is this Ben? What do we got here, Ben? It's interesting, Ben. This is interesting. So I was hoping Ben might be in on the live feed. It's kind of cool when your stuff shows up and I just opened on it. Let's see. What did Mr. Marshall send me? Oh. Ooh. Yeah, he's got a significant chip. You guys aren't going to be able to see it real well. He's got a pretty significant chip in here. In the tip of that. And there's return shipping label. So there's that. That's Ben's. What's next? So I did something with this last night, kind of intentional. Because I knew what was going to happen. I cut up a bunch of stuff. D2 will stain pretty readily. It'll patina. It's one of those stainlesses that does stain, and I'm going to talk about the difference between stainless and stain proof. Hopefully here before too long. Because D2, I knew it was do it. I used it to cut up stuff for supper last night. Let's see what's next. Nobody say anything? I can fix that. Some guy saying, stop complaining about people sending you stuff. I was like, I don't remember complaining once in that video yesterday about people sending me stuff. Spenza Mayo Mini Typhoon. Okay. All right, Randall, let's take a look at these real quick. I'm hoping I probably can get a lot of this stuff done today. I think I can get most of this done today. Wow. Interesting way to package stuff up. That's why it's not cutting. It's got adhesive. Two. So, I had some guy complaining, he's like, don't even know what day it is. That's because I worked. I worked all weekend. I lost track of what day it was. Somebody was complaining. He was like, you don't even know what day it is. Get your head out of your ass. You're not my father. That's a nice Mini Typhoon. It's a lefty, though. That's a nice one. I like the Mini Typhoon. Brian does good work. Mini Typhoon. What's this one? Sebenza. So guys, they discontinued the Sebenza 21. I talked to Tim Reeves about that, or Tim Reeve about that. The Sebenza 21's already discontinued. They're going to continue to send them out to. That's real light. Super, super light. This is a Tom Mayo out of Hawaii. I've never seen one. Hollow ground. Carbon fiber. This thing is freaking light. I might have to do a video about how light this is. Holy cow, that's light. Tom Mayo. Last one's got to be the the Bally. Okay. So you're gonna have to. Somebody did the edge on this one, kind of okay. This side, it's almost chiseled. But it's a pretty smooth Bally. There's not much play in it. It's got a Timascus. It's got a Timascus fucking lock bar. All right, there you go. Let's close that one up. Put all this stuff back in this box. This is the stuff that showed up. This is all stuff that showed up over the weekend, guys. While I was at the forge all weekend. Let's see. What is next? What's gonna happen here? See, so this is Kurt Kromoko. Kurt Kromoko. Kurt's one of my Patreons. Kurt's one of my Patreons. He donated my daughter's GoFundMe. You got a nice. Heron Forge Mordax. And what else is in here? We got Archbishop 2.0. Nope, that's a Gen 1 Archbishop. It's an OG Archbishop. Different chevrons. That's 2.0. Archie 2.0. Cool. Oh, ooh, wait. Yeah, it's got a little bit of blade play. Probably just needs to tighten the pivot down just ever so slightly. Put Kurt's stuff back in here, and then this is the stuff that showed up yesterday. No, I'm sorry, this is the stuff that showed up first. So this stuff came, let me see. This stuff came in on Saturday. What was Saturday? Guys, what was Saturday's date? I mark all this stuff so I can keep it in order. These are the two that came in on Saturday. Saturday was... Today's the 18th. 16th, 15th. These two get done first. Those two came in yesterday. I haven't handled any forged blades on average weight-wise. Where do they? I mean, it's always going to be. Forged blades are going to weigh about the same. I mean, they're going to weigh the same. because it's still the same amount of steel. They just are gonna, a lot of times forged blades just don't have the same feel. If it's a single steel difference in them, like hand, find my tape, found my tape. So yeah, I went through the YouTube comments this morning about yesterday's video where I was to. Oh, okay, so John, we got a small, really light texture on this. So, small subends. This is not. What is this? This is the what do they call it when they had the 21? And then they had the 25, and this would have been like the small 25. What did they call that? You guys remember? Let me see. He's got it in note. Oh, cool. See, this is what I like. In Cosi, there we go. Thank you. I just couldn't make it work. So go buy a coffee or beer midday and fuck the haters. From a guy that works in a cubicle form, from John. And he sends $10 to buy beer with to fucking drink. I think, here's the thing. I think it gets blown out of proportion. That everybody seems to just think that I'm fucking like shit-faced by fucking one, if you were to believe those people. And then, oh, and then John's got a Ferrum Forge after-modded Fortis 2.0 with that's one of Christopher's blade finishes. You can tell by looking at it. This has been refinished by Chris. I can tell because of the, yeah. Nice, John. Nice. I'm gonna have to call you on that. Get in touch with you about that. Guys, when you send stuff, once again, your stuff, when it gets sent to me, please, I take care with it to make sure that it doesn't get damaged or lost when I send it, and then you guys are sending stuff. This didn't even have any tape on the end of it. John sent this. I mean, he's here in San Diego. He actually mailed it to me because we just couldn't get it figured out to meet up. So I haven't done a carry rated video in this. Oh, I do. I just couldn't get to it. I was working on, I had another customer's knife to refinish. Told you it was gonna take me a bit to get to it. I have stuff in there for refinish that I was working on, because even if I spend a weekend making knives, there's still processes, steps and things in that process that, you know, they take time. You just kind of have to walk away from anytime you're doing a ceramic or anything like that, cure times and things like that. So I was trying to get the other stuff done. I have one more still in my car. I'll get with you on it. I have an idea. Matt and I talked about it, and I have a way to try and get you like almost like a sunset looking thing, like we said on the phone. Let me see here. Last package to open up this morning. I got more packages coming. I'm trying to get this stuff. Yeah, I know, but I also don't want it to sit, you know. That's the nice Fortis, Fortis 2.0. So I used this for a bunch of food prep stuff, and I'm gonna clean it up real good, but you can you see that from there to there, there's like a patina that's formed? D2 does it, D2 will stain. I'll tell you another one that will, is VG10. Sometimes. Spyderco's VG10 would stain sometimes. Ah, here we go. And Mr. Lopez's stout is right here. So just take the Edge 12,000 grit and refinish. Okay, so oh, he doesn't like the anodizing. Yeah, okay. So that's a simple one. I've got to go up to the shop in the middle of the week sometime here. I got one of my screws. Late to the party. Yeah, I was just telling everybody you put $10 in there for me to buy beer for the haters. One of my screws is not right on the knife that I made. So I'm gonna go up and I just want to, it just doesn't look good. One of them you can still see a mill line. This one, there's a really heavy mill line. It's not loose. It's got a really heavy, you probably can't even see it. You can see the line where the head of the screw was cut off. And I just don't think it looks good on it. And so I can just always go up. I know where the other screws are. I'll just take a good hard close look at the screws and find one. Just blast it and fucking ceramic it and put it back in. So when I'm doing that, I can always just blast and tumble that. Or I'll go up, well, more accurately, I will go up to do the blast and tumble. And then do the, that screw. All right, there's all that mess. What's everybody doing today? I know you had a meeting, John, but. These two will be first, then those three. I mean, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to do sharpening. Relaxing at work. Well, this is technically my Monday. Like I said, guys, I took yesterday off because I worked on Father's Day, and so we just decided we'd do Father's Day yesterday. We just generally goofed off around the house yesterday. The wife and kid went skating on Sunday. They went out of town to go skating. Driving to Pittsburgh. Well, it could be a worse drive. Stop at Permane Brothers, get a sandwich. I forget what I was saying. Oh, so yeah, we worked all, I worked all weekend just on that. The wife and kid had to go up to figure skating and do that stuff at work, trying to figure out another place to go figure. I'm just getting ready to start. I was talking to a friend from my first ship in the Navy, my first command, a guy I've known for a long time. I wound up talking to him till like 2 o'clock in the morning, so I actually didn't get up until 8:30. So I'm actually like 30 minutes behind. That's why the live feed didn't start till 9. So, but yeah, I was just going through some of those comments, even going in and re-explaining my fucking thing. People got all bent, and I'm like, you know what? I just give up. So what we had was, so my sister's an amazing cook, Shadow. But last night I cooked steaks. We did steaks. I did medium rare for me, and well done for the wife and kid, because I'm sorry, medium well. I did medium for mine, medium well for theirs. Did steaks. My sister's hilarious. My wife made mashed potatoes and green beans with bacon and garlic. And we had that and dinner rolls and steak, and everybody went to bed fat, dumb, and happy. Some of us more of those things than others. But there's no coffee made. I've been up, I just haven't made coffee yet. Just up putzing around. Bones are Wolf blocked all of us, then started talking about us. Well, that's why I cheat. See, Vinny, that's why I tell you. See, you guys, like, people complain that I moderate my comment section. The guy was like, you got moderators for a knife channel? What the fuck is that? That's why. Because then stuff turns into a feud. And if you can keep it if you can keep it nice in the comments, even about something that might be a subject where you're passionate about it, if you can keep it nice in the comments section, a lot of times shit like that doesn't happen because things overflow. I've got a guy literally that, Vinny, as much as we talked about a bunch of stuff, did anyone actually get really, really, really bent about, like, of the three of us, like me, you, Steve, and like Steve, after I explained my point, Steve was like, all right, I get it. I see what you're saying. and my humor, no one really got bent. At the end of it, we were all having a good time. And I talked to Steve offline. I talked to Ryan offline. I did the video, you know, because I did think that I just wanted to at least make sure those guys understood what I was saying. But fuck, dude, you just can't please people. And I told Elliot, and he goes, look, just say this is your mantra: 50% below, 50% below, 50% below. I was like, what? He said, because if they're below the 50% of your of people that you're dealing with, they're just that aberrant number of people that are just going to get work. I forget that I have 4,000 people. I forget that 2 people out of 50 got upset on that live feed. I take it personal sometimes. I do. But, you know, that's I was afraid of it happening. Which is why now Wolf, yeah, I know you do. I mean, and here's the thing: we can play back and forth. You and I have done this. What's it going on? Like 2 years now. You and I have kind of picked at each other like for fun, back and forth. But some people just go on there. And here's the thing: that's why I like to keep it nice in the comments. That way nobody gets bent and things like that. Yeah. So Vinny and I have had differing opinions on stuff back and forth, but at the end of the day, I still like Vinny. I talk to Vinny. As a matter of fact, Vinny, I think I still have your phone number. I tried to text you. Did you get a text from me yesterday from a 619 number? If not, I need your new phone number, because I don't have it. If it wasn't you, then I sent it to the wrong person. The last time I remember talking to you, you gave me your phone number and I changed it. Okay, so you did get it? Okay, so I got your phone number. All right. All right. I just want to make sure I had it, because I remember we had talked about it there for a while. Your car got run over. You were doing traffic control for one of your jobs, and your phone got run over. Or you had run over your phone in a driveway or some shit. That was the last I remember talking to you. And you just got a new phone. It's probably been a year and a half ago. So yeah, there was a guy still talking about drinking while you're making a custom knife. Da, da, da. I will tell you, Saturday, when all the grinding got done, when I did all the grinding, the stuff that's important, the embellishment stuff you can play around with, like so just to give you guys a perspective on that, like I said, yes, I drink a beer or two. I probably had I worked 14 or 15 hours on Saturday on getting that knife and getting the primary grinds and everything set up. I worked probably, it was like a 15 or 16 hour day, basically, you know, maybe a little bit longer, a little bit shorter. I think I had maybe 5 beers that entire day. So guys, it's not like I'm sitting out here getting shit-faced sharpening your knives. I don't. And the thing is, like, if you talk to any other custom knife maker, Aaron Frederick tells stories about, he was telling me at Blade Show, at Blade West. No, Vegas. At the Vegas show, he's like, man, sometimes you just have that last beer, you're like, no, I do not need to use that bandsaw. I'll do something else. I'll save that for me later. He's like, his shop is like a mile down the road from his house, like a dirt road on their property. And he goes, man, there's times you just walk out the shop at midnight, you're like, think I'm gonna walk it. Pretty sure I'm gonna walk it or I'll have the truck in a ditch. So, you know, if you buy a custom knife, guaranteed there was some beer consumed while it was getting made. Driving back from the shop. I ain't driving back. It's a mile down the road. I'm walking it. He's like, because there is the time that you think, I can do it. And you get that hand over your eye, hit way up on the steering wheel. Like, where's the middle? There's the middle. I got it. Fuck, I'm in the ditch again. Aaron Frederick is an amazing, unique individual. he wrecked. He was. You want to throw that one at me again, Shadow? Maybe put all the words in the sentence. What you need, kiddo? What kind of cereal? The Reese's Puffs. Yes, I will get you Reese's Puffs. Get a glass for your milk. So, yeah, I mean, I'm sitting here trying to think of all the knife makers I talked to at the show, if any of them didn't talk about getting drunk in the shop while they're working, drinking in the shop while they were working. So, what's somebody say? He wrecked that one time. He was saying, yeah. Well, Aaron is great. Aaron's great. We're going to, so me and Nico are going to the Vegas USN next month. And we're going to be there. No, we just don't drive. The gathering in Vegas, Nico and I are going. Aaron's going to be there, and Aaron knows. Didn't put the phone on Do Not Disturb. Hang on. I mean, here's the thing. Every knife shop I've ever been to, people making knives and drinking beer. It's just happening, and people just can't wrap their head around it. The knife industry is not like a lot of other industries. Matter of fact, you know what? When I went back and I got ready to start grinding, I was like, yep, I'm gonna drink a beer first. Because what it kind of, you want to knock those nerves. It's nerve-wracking in the first place. You don't want to drink, you don't want to get drunk. I'm gonna tell you right now, there is no way I would get these grinds straight and even if I was drunk. I'm telling you right now. And I think that's what people think I'm doing, that I'm in there grinding their stuff drunk. And so, I mean, it's just, you know, but like Elliot said, he's like, how many people are actually commenting out of the people that watched it? And I was like, well, like 400 people watched the video. At that point, there was like 200 people had watched the video. He said, you got one guy. He's like, 50% and below. If it's below 50%, he said, that's well below 50%. He's like, then don't, it's not even, he's like, it's not even worth your time to worry about it. So, I mean, it's like I said with the guy that had called me and told me the same thing my dad used to say. And I'm gonna look at it this way. If I lose people off the channel because of that, well, and because a lot of times those comments wind up being the people that then become abusive when people come, like when you guys, the people that fucking stick around and like the live feeds and shit. And then you say something, then they become abusive to you, and then I have to block the person anyway. So what I've started doing is I just preemptively, there was one up this morning and I responded to it and I was like, oh, I forgot my policy. Do not engage. Just gonna take him down. Just not even take him down, just hide him, hide the user. You know, one bad comment in the past, I've said, oh yeah, like, like there haven't been fucking liquid. I got news for you. You know how many times we went and got shit-faced? I mean, and I don't mean just a little drunk, like just slammed as much beer as we could at lunch and went back to work fucking shit-faced when I was in the military. But what I've noticed is, I'm just gonna, sometimes I'll leave them up, depends on how abusive the comment is, because this comment, there was multiple. And I was like, you know, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be bad, so I'm just gonna take it down. And so I blocked the user. The thing is, usually when someone makes a comment and then somebody goes in and then if I leave it up and then everything's okay, and then once somebody goes back and comments on their comment, then it's like, it turns into a vicious cycle, because that person already has shown they're going to be abusive. And so when, yeah, you can always tell who brings Pedialyte to work. Guy that never is drinking water at work's got a Camelback. He's like all day. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good, boss. I'm good. I'm great. No, you ain't, motherfucker. Hang on. I just was, oh no, I was just, yeah, and then, so, and I mean, I've had people, somebody will go in and they'll put up their evil trolley comment, and then I'll just leave it be, or they'll say, you know, maybe I'm this and that, and so I'll let things be, and then one of you guys, the guys that like this channel, that actually give a fuck, that's not just here to just to throw salt and do things like that, will go in and make a comment, and then that person will just immediately become abusive to you. It's there's a term I'm trying to find where it's recreational outrage. Recreational outrage. These people just want something to be angry about, and you just can't you can't talk to someone like that. I tried Banter 24/7. I responded to a comment that somebody made on his video after I had went in and I was like, okay, I think I maybe I misspoke, or maybe I just didn't answer your question the way I was intending to, but this is what I meant. And then down in the comments, somebody's just bashing me in the comments. And I was like, I hope you really don't think that. Like, I hope you really don't think that. The guy was like, and then he just starts being abusive, even though I was like, look, you know, this is what this was, and this and this and this. And then just started going nuts on it. I was like, all right, well, see, I've determined that I just can't talk to anyone under the age of 30. Because they're all fucking retarded. Unless you guys are here, the majority of people under the age of 30, there's something wrong in their brain. I don't know how they started raising people 10 years, 15 years after I was born. See, and that's it, exactly. My sister's got her finger on it. They're just miserable, and they're just angry that I'm happy. If you're happy, I'm got news for you. If you go on, because how many of my YouTube videos am I really upset in? I'm always happy, I'm always smiling, I'm enjoying it. I mean, yeah, there's times I complain about stuff, like stuff being screwed up because I feel bad that somebody got screwed. But in all actuality, these live feeds and stuff, I'm usually in a relatively good mood, regardless of what's going on. Hey, fuck, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pay the mortgage this week, but let's fucking bullshit. Let's have some fun. I think that just makes people that are upset, I think it's just fucking just like fingernails on a chalkboard for somebody that's just stuck in a cubicle somewhere. Because I'm getting ready to go outside and do something I truly, truly, truly fucking enjoy. And I'm probably gonna drink a couple beers while I'm doing it. Well, I mean, not everybody. I mean, but I'm telling you, the majority of these folks that are under, let's say 25 and under. Let's say 25 and under. You can't talk to them. You can't make a joke. They take everything personal. Everything I said in that live feed, the Ted Bundy comment, is he the night janitor? That was all 100% meant to be funny. And a lot of y'all got it. I'm only responsible for what I say, not what you hear. If you choose to take me out of context and take the humor out of it, then yes, everything I say is fucking offensive. You take the humor out of what I say, and I sound like a complete asshole. But that's not how it works. I gotta fucking change the dressing, or the bandage on this finger. I cut my finger, and then it's not such, it was such a bad cut. It just, yeah, they'd hate you. Oh, they would. My God. It was not so much the cut that was the issue. I'm pretty sure that it's what I got into at the shop, just different garbage and shit getting into it. It got real sore and irritated. You may see if I do a live sharpening video today, which I'm about to make coffee, and like I said, stayed up late talking to a friend, so I'm actually an hour behind where I want to be. But guess what? It's fine. I have nothing else to do today except sharpen knives. The wife and kid are off. Kid's not skating today. It's competition week. It's Friday I'm working. Saturday I'm not working Saturday this week. So this weekend, if you have stuff here that's in for finish, it's not getting done. There will be no refinishing this weekend because my daughter has a competition this weekend. We'll be out of town. And And then I'm going to start getting stuff prepped, thinking about what I want to do for going to the gathering and what stuff of mine I want to take and stuff like that. And I have a video planned. Like I said, I wanted to talk about the difference between stainless and stain resistant or stain proof. Because there's definitely a difference between stainless, rust resistant, and completely. SM100 has no iron in it. There's no Fe in it, so it does not rust. It's a nickel titanium alloy. I think Cody Moore, my little Air Force buddy there, I think he threw something up about that. And that's just that. Has people's life gotten that sad that they just can't see humor in things? I see humor in things that should not make someone laugh. This sounds horrible, but my sister is here, so you can attest to this. There's a place, there's a little bar. There was an old dude that fell out of the bar called Bando's down the steps. And it wasn't because it was an old dude that fell. I was glad because there was a whole bunch of people that there to help, so I didn't have to stop. And I was like, Mom, just keep going. The way this old man fell out of that bar was so fucking comical. And I laughed, and everybody said, "Will you laugh?" And I said, I still laugh when I think about it. And it wasn't because he was old. It wasn't anything because he was a drunk or anything. It was just the way he fell. It looked like a scene out of a movie. That was a rough place. Bando's is the place you went when you weren't allowed to go to anywhere else. Like when you'd been kicked out of every bar in town, that's where you went. You went to Bando's. But no, it was just, there's things that I find funny. And I can put things into a humorous context for people, but like if you're looking to be offended, you can find offense in anything. You really can. The Hut. That's the one I was telling you guys that I wanted you guys to go down and just like go to the Hut and get me some burgers and then eat them and then just wrap them up in something for a while and then send them back to me. Just the wrappers. The Hut. God, that was a shithole fucking. That's where our father's father was allowed to go. He was allowed to go to the Hut. That's about the only place. He's like, fuck, those other places are too loud and shit. So the Hut was a bar. It was about the size of my kitchen. Like literally. That's all it was. You had a counter. There was enough room for, I don't know, maybe 15 people in there total. So I had a bar like this. And then back here, I don't even think it was the size of a McDonald's. They must have, I already got it for her. I'm doing a live feed. Let me be. Let's see how that works out. Yeah, this is live. Hag 90, this is live. But people are like, why do you have moderators? Well, because of you guys see the hate that people throw. You get it. That's a good one. Well, good morning, sir. Or ma'am, I don't know. I guess I shouldn't make any decisions. Bando's, the Hut, Cat Blues, they're all gone. What about that little place that was down on the corner on 5th and Chestnut? Down there near the Central Park area, down near the courthouse. Just right kitty cornered from the courthouse on the corner. That little, like the one that literally was tiny, like just one row of seats. The smallest bar in town. What was that, the 5th Street Tavern or something? Was that 5th and Chestnut? 9th and Chestnut? I think it was a 5th Street Tavern. Grandpa took me there when I joined the Navy. The dog already went out for a walk, but I didn't give her medicine. Yeah, I just made it for you. I did. I really didn't need coffee this morning. I made it for you. I did. True story. You got your eyebrows on? Because you are on the internet. 5th Street Tavern. Don't spit on the steps. There you go. Step. One step. Sarah said hi. My sister said hi. Hi. And I'm not just talking to Sarah. I'm talking to the whole world. The whole internet is available. Matt said hi. So Matt's a moderator. Matt knows why I have moderators to help me catch that abusive content. What people don't understand. What are we discussing? Nothing much. We just bullshit. Morning. A lot of times in the morning, we just BS in the morning while I'm getting stuff set up. We were going through all this stuff. This stuff's first stuff on the bench today, followed shortly by this other stuff. And I need to get a hold of Mr. Lopez and let him know, yes, his his Jason Guthrie scout definitely did show up. So, what kind of pickles would you be making there, sister? You gonna do a Moscow Mule pickle? Have you ever heard of those? Moscow Mule pickles are good. Usually you can make them in about, yeah. Look them up. I watched a guy make them. Moscow Mule pickles. It's like ginger beer and some other stuff. You cook it down and exactly. So let me. Ooh, that sounds good. Sounds good. Let me explain to you the reasoning why I don't like abusive comment. One, I like everyone that's on my channel. I love interacting with people, even like when we disagree. Like I said, with Vinny and I. Vinny and I disagree on a lot of stuff, but we still can be decent human beings to each other. Super Still Steve did not really like some of the comments I made, but he didn't become abusive to me in the comment section. We talked offline. Banner 24/7 kept it real, adult, professional, but there are people that will come into the comments and become abusive, and not just to me, but to other people here. And one, I don't like that because that runs people like you guys here that are here. The 20 of you that are here are usually the same, like 15 or 20 people that are here every morning. I love you guys. You guys are always here. It's great. I don't want people running you off from my channel because it becomes abusive for you to even say anything. It's not gonna happen. I refuse to let it happen. That's why I read every comment. You guys think I'm joking. Every comment that comes on my YouTube channel gets read by me, and I decide whether it stays up or if it comes down. Nico and Matt can also do that. They can read the comments. They don't get notifications about the comments. But if I do that, it keeps us, yeah, it might keep my channel smaller because I get less subscribers. But you know what? In the big scope of things, if I block people from the channel and they leave, are those the subscribers I wanted? It's not like customers. I've let customers and told them, like, you gotta go. But I'm not doing anything for you anymore. And it's, oh no, I mean, it's, you know, yes, is making money good, but is making money at the expense of my sanity and my emotional well-being and my fucking temper and my family's because then I'm grumpy and stuff because this customer is just horrible to deal with. That's, you know, that's not a good thing. I'd rather lose a customer every once in a while and have better customers. The same thing with this channel. I would rather have, if I don't break 10,000, that's great because guess what? The majority of the people that will be on this channel will be the people that are really here, that enjoy it, that are having fun. Like, some people that are on this channel come here and you couldn't show them a good time if it smacked them in the face. They just wouldn't even know it. They come on and they just immediately want to be offended. They see this and they immediately think, he's a backwoods hillbilly racist white guy that's just gonna say something offensive. Absolutely not true. I would much rather have our channel stay at 3,000 subscribers than make it to 10,000 and have to deal with that much hate for you guys. That's the first reason. Second reason is, if it becomes stupid like that, you start getting community strikes and they take your channel down. I don't want to do that. I don't want to have to rebuild this channel. So you get community strikes because people are being, because I got news for you. Community strikes, there is an algorithm and it checks and it looks for specific things. And if your comment section is becoming toxic and abusive, which I refuse to let it, you can get community strikes and it can get taken down. And people are like, no, that's only if somebody reports you. No, that's not true. That is not true. Comments can get flagged by YouTube. They have an algorithm, just like the monetization thing. No one went through and saw that picture of me with a knife in my hand and decided to demonetize that video. A computer did it. That's why you have to, if you go in, if you have a YouTube channel, what you have to go in to do is request a manual review, which means that someone is physically looking at it as opposed to the computer. So you can get a community strike, or you can get a problem that results from something that is not something that was reported. And I've reported people for copyright claim and things like that. I had a whole video that somebody just completely took my whole video. They didn't even do it fair use, where I would have been fine if they had taken the video and then were doing commentary about it in the, like, case in point, if Bander 247 had decided he wanted to use the section of the video he was referring to and drop it in and have it in, I would have no problem with that, because that's fair use. But you don't just take somebody's complete video, and this was one of you guys sent me the link to it. You don't take somebody's complete video and just take it and put it up on your channel as content. And so I did a copyright claim, because the reason being is, well, does it really matter? The whole thing is that's copyrighted content because I created it. And a lot of channels that aren't copyrighted, does it really matter to them? No, are not monetized. But the thing is, Google, I could do it because I have a monetized platform. I have a monetized channel. I don't make anything. About every other month, I maybe could buy a crappy knife. Maybe not a crappy knife, but like maybe like a gent, you know, like the $100 range or so. Every couple months, I could do that if I wanted to, but it just, if it gets ugly, and then they take down comments, well, I have a monetized thing, so I can actually then go and do a copyright claim because my channel's monetized and that's my content that's being used 100%. Like I said, if I had used the snippet, or if the person had wanted to do comments on it and run the whole video with them talking and pausing and things like Donut Operator does on his channel. So, but guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I have a bunch of work to do. I talked with a couple people yesterday via text. I think that their stuff should be showing up today. I'm gonna give my wife this cash. She handles all cash in the family. Yuka. Somebody put some money in it. It's not much, just 10, but it'll pay for sharpening for Isabel's skates. No. Well, pay for half of Isabel's skate sharpening. You sharpening today? So I'm gonna finish this coffee. We'll keep this live feed going until I finish this coffee. Actually, because I'm not. We have no sweet potatoes. Yeah, I know. I'm still on a live feed. So yeah. Can't call anybody right now. I have to call the exasperated sigh that's coming out of the corner is my wife. But I'm going to keep talking to you guys until I finish my coffee. So what's everybody else got planned today? None of your business. Who was talking to you? Who pulled your string, Woody? Disembodied voice in the background. Who invited the peanut gallery? I'm hoping that when I wipe all the adhesive off of this, that it doesn't take that patina that's formed on it, because like I said, I want to do that as a video. What are you guys doing today? What's everybody else doing here today? My wife's like, none of your fucking business. Exactly. Okay, so let me explain how skates are different. Okay, so, all right, I have a knife, and I've got something I can draw on. Yeah. Okay, so your blade is just that. It tapers down, it comes down to an apex, and her skates are out there. I could go get them, and I could show you, but I'm not gonna. So what you get with a skate is, I draw it like this. So a skate comes up like this, and then this. See, like that? And then there's a point here, and a point here, and then you grind that material out here. So what you wind up with is, there's a hollow area in the middle. Yeah. And so there's an edge here and an edge here. So you're not sharpening it like this. What you do is you just basically take a grinding wheel that's thin enough to get into that blade, and it grinds down the middle of that, and it makes two runners like a sled. And that's why when you hear him say, oh, she missed her outer edge, she missed her inner edge. If you're talking about hearing somebody on ice skating, I had no idea what they were talking about. Well, if you're standing, your outer edge are the ones here that are facing out, and your inner edge are the ones in here. So there's two edges, an inner and an outer. And depending on what maneuver you're pulling and how you're turning, you're gonna be on one of those edges, but you can't Like you can't skate really. Like speed skates, I think, are just a flat blade, but you can't really skate on that. It's too. Ben, your knife is here. So my daughter's talking to her friends on Snapchat. But so that's why I can't sharpen it, because I don't like I can't get down the middle of that, and I couldn't. I suppose I could get a round stone or something. We tried it one time for touch-up stuff, and it just doesn't. It doesn't ever come out the way you want it. And the other thing that you have to think about too is the burr isn't going to form in here. The burr is going to form on its outside, and they have to knock it off. And there's an angle. The guy that does it is amazing at it. John does a great job, and he does it in a way where he's maintaining the most amount of steel, taking off the least amount of metal just to repair some small stuff. And he does a great job. And the fact is that her new skates are not out of a high carbon steel like 1095 or something that's just heat, just like torch tempered. Her blades are made out of AUSA 8, AUS 8, and hardened specifically for the skating. So what you have is basically now, instead of having just some random, because you never know what the steel is in some of these carbon steel blades that are hardened with like just torch hardened, and you never know what you're going to get, and they never lasted. So these blades are blades that were, it was meant for blade material. It was knife material at one point, and so they have held up so much better. They don't need sharpened anywhere near as often. They don't chip near as bad. They're just a better all-around blade. But the fact is, they cost $800. So I mean, it's a big chunk. It's a big chunk of metal, and it's set in a carbon fiber holder, and then it's screwed to the bottom. Now, hockey skates are completely different. Hockey skates have a runner that you can just replace as opposed to the whole blade. But they're different. But that's yeah. But I'm saying the blades are different. Like you can just get a blade. It's called a runner. Yeah. All you do is just you take that piece and you can replace it, and then you don't have to. You don't have to get the big part, the armature that holds it all in. You can just replace a part. You just unscrew it, take out the actual metal part, and then screw it back in. Figure skates are not like that. You replace the whole unit, the mounts and everything. It's like wheels and trucks on a skateboard, is what I equate it to. So when you had a skateboard, you had the wheels and you had the trucks. So good skateboards, you could replace the wheels, but for crappy ones, you would just basically, if they were a shitty one, you would just replace the entire truck and wheel assembly. Kind of the same thing. Fuck it, I'll go get them. Hang on a second. I'll go get one. It's not like they're that far away. So a hockey skate, you can unscrew these and just take out the metal piece and then put a new one in, and you don't have to buy this new assembly that mounts to the boot. Figure skates, you have to take this whole thing and you buy a whole new unit. And so, let me see.
You can do it, but it's gonna be messed up.
Can you see what I'm talking about? How there's like a hollow in there, and then there's an edge in it. Wow, these are dull. Not as dull as.
Not dull yet.
Her outer edges are way duller than the inners. But that's because of the way she skates. So yeah, and you can see where he starts here, and he goes in, and then he just hollows that out ever so slight, and it's very, very, very shallow hollow on that, just to get it an edge there, and it acts like a sled, like the runners on a sled, and keeps it stable. Isabel, not so loud, please. So it's a completely different thing. Yes, do you sharpen them? Oh, absolutely. Do you sharpen them like a knife? Absolutely not. I would have to have the equipment. Hang on a second. Hey, take out a headphone so you can hear. You're being real loud. Yes, you are.
You're loud too.
Yeah, but I'm loud so that they can hear me. So, John did tell me that he had some lady that tried to use like a thing to sharpen the skates. She bought them for a kid. Remember him talking about that? Was it John that was talking about that? Like she tried to use like a kitchen sharpener and took the blades down, and he was like, basically she ruined like a $400 set of blades. So guys, I'm gonna get off here. My coffee's gone. I'm gonna go out here and get this stuff. I just need to, all I gotta do is just put water in my bucket and then toss my stones in. I'm ready to go. So there may be a video later today. Like I said, I want to do something about stainless versus stain proof. I don't have a piece of stain proof steel here, but I can always talk to it. But Randall, your stuff is here. Which one is your box? Yours is a heavy one. Oh, sorry. Yes, Randall, your stuff is here. So, how do I store my stones? In a drawer. What a perfect time for that to happen. Yeah, I'm out of here, guys. I'm just thinking of getting the mini Typhoon. Please don't. I mean, you can't. I can do it, but I got news for you. They are such a nightmare to take apart. And it looks good. It looks good with that pocket wear. I was just commenting on how nice it looks. I like the way that Typhoon looks. Not that I mean, I can take it apart, but the thing is, that's gonna set your stuff back to the end of the line. And I mean the end of the line, because I have so many other knives that are here that I've got to finish refinishing. I've got 3 more, and these are complex refinishes that are gonna take, like I can't do anything else except that day. I got one that the guy wants to look like a sunrise, so I'm gonna have to do multi like gradient colors and things like that. And then I have to do yours, but yours is a simple, just blast tumble. But I'm talking, if I have to refinish a Nadu, you got to pack a lunch just to get it apart. And I've had it take an hour. Elliot and I have had 2 of us working on getting one of those apart, and just are fighting. He's like, why is it so tight? And then I had to buy a new pivot. I have a spare pivot for a Nadu in case it happens again. But the pivots are so tight that like the heads sometimes pop off the screws. I keep I have a spare Nadu pivot on my desk for that reason. Just because like they are put together so tight that the heads sometimes will just come off while you're trying to get the screws out or back in. And so in the pivots, you gotta like, Brian Nadu's knives are the only knives that I can honestly say I've used a mallet on a cap. Yeah, but if you got it apart, yeah, then it's already been apart once. It won't be as hard, but it's still difficult. I had an Nadu come in that the guy wanted me to take apart, and he had an issue with. He wanted me to check something. We took it apart, and I was like, well, I got it apart. You want it refinished? Because I mean, I've already got it apart, and we decided to do that. But to get it back together, I honestly had to. I sandwiched it in some leather and had to use a mallet to get everything back in place, because it was all lined up and it was started to go, but you just can't. I don't even my hands or Elliot's, none of our hands were strong enough to get those pieces popped into where you could actually start putting in screws. So I wrapped it in some leather and just danked it with a rubber mallet to just get. And Elliot was like, I just see you use a hammer to put a knife back together. I was like, don't you judge me. I've seen some of the stuff that you've had to do in this shop. I've seen some of the things that he's like, that's fair. That's a fair statement. That's a fair fucking statement. So, wonder if I should tell that guy that was commenting on me saying something about the day drinking thing. I wonder if I should comment on the fact that like I fucking very rarely, if you ever been to Elliot's shop, even if he's working on something, that he doesn't have a beer after like fucking noon, that there's not a beer in hand. Elliot and I were drinking beer on Saturday while he was doing render. I don't get it. It's just fucking... Is it any of your fucking business whether I drink a beer at noon? All right, guys. Now I made sure I got Vinny's phone number. I made sure I put this thing back. You guys take it easy. I'm gonna take your knives out and start making them sharp. I'll see you guys later. Like I said, it might be a video coming up later today. If you guys like the videos, give them a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. Yeah, I know. But like I said, it's not like there's a big difference between drinking a beer at noon and being drunk. I'm answering questions. Stop looking at me like that. Like, every time I get ready to say I'm gonna. So if you like them, give us a thumbs up. If you don't like them, give them a thumbs down. I will see you guys later. If you want to support my daughter's ice skating, I will make sure I'll put it in on this one. The GoFundMe will be down. I'm not gonna put buttons on this one. So you guys take it easy. Have a good day. If any of you guys need anything, be in touch. Don't be surprised if you can't get through because my phone will be on Do Not Disturb all day today. I got stuff to do. So talk to y'all later.